guys, Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. I'm happy to have you here. Seriously, guys, thank you for taking a little bit of time outside of your day to join me talking Raid Shadow Legends. It's pretty crazy, you know, super grateful for you guys. I don't take for granted the fact that if you had told, I don't know, 10-year-old, 12-year-old little Ash that he was going to grow up to cover video games for a living, I think I would be absolutely on cloud nine. And sometimes it's not just like this with my career. It's also like it with almost everything in life. Is we forget how fortunate we are sometimes, and I just never want to get complacent in that regard. So genuinely, thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Whether it's your first video you ever watched right now, or whether it's, you know, you're a daily viewer, you do mean the world to me, and I really do appreciate you guys. Seriously, corniness aside, thank you so much. I'm actually so fortunate to be just landing home from Las Vegas, where I was presenting the PC Player of the Year award. I had a blast at the Esports Awards. Congratulations. Actually, it was somebody you guys might be familiar with, even if you're not an esports fan. It was none other than Alexander the Sharpshooter, aka Simple, the dude this character is based on, was the winner of PC Player of the Year. Also, my company, Aftershock Media Group, you can check us out, amg.gg, if you want to. We were up for an award. We did not win, but it's an honor to be nominated and a finalist 2 years in a row as Best Supporting Service. So anyway, guys, I'll share a little bit more about that experience towards the end of this video, but I know not everybody's going to be super interested in my travels, but, you know, a few of you guys will, so join me at the end of the video. We'll talk a little bit more about it. Listen, I land back home, and I am bombarded with angry people again. God, I love you guys. You know what the thing is I'm just going to be totally real with you. I've been here in mobile gaming and gaming in general for almost a decade, right? And I always tell, especially newer developers that I speak to, or someone who was just hired by a developer, I always tell them, when your whole community is constantly upset, you need to listen and really understand how to address their concerns in a way that's going to be meaningful. Basically, really understand what is, besides the flaming, besides the insults, besides the threats to quit or whatever the game, what is the underlying issue and how can you address that while also achieving your business goals? The other thing that I tell them is the fact that people are complaining a lot also means that you have a lot of passionate people. And I've got to tell you guys, Raid Shadow Legends have one of the most passionate communities I've ever been a part of. And when nobody's complaining about your game, when nobody's talking about your game on a daily basis, that's probably the real time to worry, because that means all the players have left. And we never want to get to that point, right? We never want to get to that point. So anyway, a lot of passionate people. I don't mind if you vent to me. I don't mind if you complain to me. I'm at CWA on Twitter. Actually, this is some photos of presenting at the kind of a weird facial expression there, Ash, at the Esports Award. Very, very cool. Very, very cool experience. This is my crew here from Aftershock Media Group. But either way, guys, it just had a blast. But going back to the point here, right, is I get back. I don't mind you guys tweeting at me and stuff. If you need to, if you ever want to vent, go for it. You might make a video. Everything's fair game here on this channel, right? I like sharing other people's opinion with you guys and your opinions with the rest of my audience. But a lot of angry people. And part of it's about these events and the inflation, I want to say. We'll talk about that in just a moment. And part of it's with the Fusion schedule. I also saw that Chosen Brad just released a video on the same thing, so I want to give him massive credit for, you know, sharing his point of view and stuff like that, and really kind of packaging everything together nicely. I'll include that video in the description below. But here's the Fusion dude, right? And I want to take this dude and give you my thoughts on him, the Christmas Fusion, in a vacuum, right? And my thoughts are, he's a legit boss of a champion. Like, I think he's really good. He's got the 3-time hitter with a bomb on the A1. Bomb deals extra damage on the A1 and the A3 ability, where he's placing a bomb and getting an extra turn as well. He has 2 strong AoE attacks. The extra turns, to me, that's a big money ability, right? When you're getting an extra turn, that means you're doing more of everything. It's like a built-in relentless proc in their kit. So valuable, so powerful. And AoE, decrease attack, decreasing detonations of bombs, increasing detonation of poisons. He's placing poisons every time bombs detonate. Man, I mean, debuffs are protected. This dude is the real deal, man. He is the real deal. I'm really excited about this guy, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him, because as we take a look at the Fusion event calendar, and this is where some of the drama, some of the frustration really starts here, guys. First of all, look at this calendar. the first thing I want to draw your attention to, ladies and gentlemen, is the dates, dude. I don't know about any of you guys, but like, I'd love to have a life outside Raid Shadow Legends, you know, man? Like, dude, this is a lot, man. There's a lot during the holiday season. This is why I say that I want to go for the fusion. I don't think I'm gonna get the fusion because I don't know if I'm gonna be thinking about fusion every day of the freaking holidays, you know? Like, probably not gonna be first and foremost in the old noggin. How about you guys? Is this an issue for you guys as well? Let me know. So the number one thing is Summon Rush. Check out this Summon Rush. So we have an event coming up. Listen up. This is an event coming up this weekend here. It's gonna be a 10 times chance for a bunch of champions. Shagur is one of them. There's a bunch of them. I'll list them all in the description below exactly what the event is. But a 10 times event for Shagur. We're also going to have a guaranteed champion event for this dude. Alil, he's part of the new Sylvan Watchers. He's a legendary champion. I'm lucky enough or unlucky enough to own him because I got to be real with you guys. Unlike the Fusion, super underwhelmed with this dude. I was very excited when I pulled him, but really just underwhelmed with his kit. He's okay to like sub in if you're going against a Stone Skin champion, but a single target ignoring Stone Skin for me is not enough. He's removing increased defense. He's supposed to be like an anti-go second team, but it looks good on paper. I'd rather just have a nuker, you know, like a better nuker on my team in most cases. So I don't personally think he's worth a whopping 110 shards. So he should be like right over here on this chart, right on the right-hand side. So there's going to be the 10 times for champions like Shagur, who I really love, and then the guaranteed after 110 shards to get your hands on this dude. Look at the inflation, guys. I got this chart from Chosen's video. If I have the website link, I'll include that as well for you guys. But look at the inflation here. And this is number one that people are upset about, right? And the number one thing is, or I should say, one of the two things is, man, the shard inflation, right? Look at Turvold. He was 80, guaranteed Turvold after 80 Void shards. Look at Fortis, again, a legendary Void champion, 80. And now it's going up 30 more Void shards. That's like $100 if you put a monetary value on it, just about extra. Same thing with, look at this, Sissia was 12. Necmo was 15 sacreds. Now Elva was 20 sacred shards. That's what, like $500? I know I'm acting like I'm surprised here. This is, after all, Raid Shadow Legends, but now is a good time to actually, first of all, I think the value here is like Ursula, 15. Godseeker, 25. Those are like legendary. Rector Drath, 4, you know? That, to me, is value. You know, even the Sissia at 12, like, that's not too bad, as opposed to 20, you know? But to me, it's interesting to see all these champions, like a Cold Heart, not bad, right? Interesting to see all these champions. I didn't realize there was this many guaranteed champions over the last couple of years. But for me, it's concerning to see the extra cost continue to go up and up and up on these events. So to add to that, guys, the second thing here is the Summon Rush usually is followed up by a champion chase. It's going to be a 2-time Void event the next weekend, okay? So Summon Rush is going to be this, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, going into Monday. And then usually the next weekend during a 2-time Void event, which we're going to be getting next weekend, okay? This is not a 2-time, it's a 10-time this weekend with the guaranteed allele after 110 shards. Now, next weekend, we're going to have the 2 times Void with no champion chase. So they're not going to give us the champion chase event. Usually that's a good opportunity during a double chance event to pull a bunch of shards while simultaneously again going for the fusion, racking up those epics and rares and whatever that we need to collect. So that's just not there. It's been removed from the fusion event calendar. So now they're basically, I would say, not so subtly, or maybe subtly, depending on how you look at it, right? You might not be aware if you didn't watch like a video like this or Chosen's or whatever. They're actually moving us to, they're trying to nudge us to open up all our Void shards this week during the Summon Rush and not save anything for the 2-time event, where it's generally better, way better, economically speaking, to buy or to spend Freudian slip to open shards, to buy shards, to open shards during these events, right? You usually hold for the 2-time events, and you only go after a 10-time event if you know you really want one of the 10-time champions or a guaranteed champion, or if you're just a whale, right? Normally, most players hold for a 2-time event, and that's just going to be gone there. That opportunity to, cash in on the Fusion vis-a-vis the champion chase. So now we have the inflation issue, and we also have, the second issue here. Now, these are actually around on shows on the screen here. We have Shigur, we have Knock the Paralyzer, guys, the Gleeful, Prince Kaimar, Seer, Allure, Cornelia, and Chancellor Yasmin as well are going to be the 10-time champions. Definitely a good group of champions here, but it's weird to be followed up by a double-time event the next weekend, which again, just to reiterate the point, is best for most players. I want to take a time out to pause before we look at the community reaction here. I want to share quick thoughts on, because I don't say this enough here on the channel, on this Fusion. I just spent a lot of time talking about how awesome this dude is, but I want to be very clear. None of you guys watching right now, whether you spend, whether you don't spend, should be compelled to say, oh, this guy's so good, I have to go for him, right? Or I have to cancel every single one of my Christmas or holiday plans and make sure I go for this Fusion. Absolutely not. I've said this so many times, but it's important to always repeat this because I'm always getting a bunch of new viewers every single week, every single day who are just downloading Raid Shadow Legends. It's important to say this. You should never, and this is not lip service, I'm not pandering, this is the absolute truth, and it's the most important thing to understand for every player out there in the game. You should never feel obliged for going, or pressured, or especially pressured to spend on any champion, no matter how good they are in this game. We just got a free champion in Rhonda. They give us free champions from time to time as part of these massive marketing events. We've gotten Ninja, I mentioned him earlier, we've gotten Simple, aka Alexander, we've gotten Deliana, we got Ultimate Death Knight. Those are a lot of good champions. On top of that, you get champions like Syl the Drakes, champions like High Katoon, a bunch of other really Visixion Bode, just by playing this game all for free. And you're going to get just shards along the way, and you're going to pull more good champions. There's a bunch of great farmable champions in the early game, like War Maiden. So the thing is, what I'm trying to say, guys, is sure, are you going to be the #1 player in the world, which means absolutely nothing in this game at all? Like, is that your goal playing Raid Shadow Legends, or is your goal just to enjoy the game for what it is? It's a fun, and it's a really great game in my opinion, But with the gotcha element, the champion collector element added to that, it's just so important to realize that you're not competing with anybody else, man. You're here for your enjoyment because it's a video game, You want to spend a few dollars here and there? Go for it. More power to you. You want to be 100% free to play? You can absolutely do that and get a ton of enjoyment, because I hear from hundreds of you guys saying that you've never spent a cent, or you spent whatever, $100 a year or something on the game, and you still really enjoy it. It can be done, right? So don't get in the trap of feeling that the only way, and I've said this so many times on the channel, I would still spend money on Raid Shadow Legends because I'm a dirty pay to win by nature. But I would spend probably 10% of what I do if I didn't have a YouTube channel where I have to keep up with the content. I have to, do guides on new champions and stuff like that, or at least I shouldn't say I have to, but I feel compelled to, right? And I look at it personally as a business expense, and I can write them off, honestly, So, but because of that, I also feel the weight and the responsibility to tell you guys that you don't have to, you don't have to go for this Fusion. You really don't. You'll live, your account will still be, fun and great, and you shouldn't feel pressured to do so, okay? So Brad's video, Plarium screws players in 2 ways. We talked about them, the inflation cost on the shards, on Eliel, and also on the Fusion event calendar, right? And I just wanted to go through a couple of the comments here. Thank you for always doing the Fusion event calendar. By the way, again, shout out to Brad. He always does a really good job covering the Fusion news and stuff like that, and helps you with the roadmap. This guy had an interesting take, this G Carr. He says, guys, nobody needs to quit. Enjoy the game as you are. Stop letting Plarium set the pace. They can announce a bargain event for only 999 voids. They can do whatever they want. What matters is what we do. They behave, participate. They get greedy, skip. It's very simple. I'm interested to see what they reply. 100% on point. Granted, quitting won't solve Plarium's greed. It does remove players from the drama. Absolutely, I do what I want to at this point in the game. I'm done with all progression. I just do my daily thing. An amazing reply. God, you know what? Honestly, guys, I think that's a great way to handle it, right? G Car is not sucking up to Plarium. Again, they behave, participate. They get greedy, skip. You don't need to always feel like sometimes I read the comments on these videos, right? Not just Chosen's video, but my videos. And I don't help the matter by talking about these things, but I think it's important to talk about. And I like doing it. I like being kind of, kind of in tune with the zeitgeist of the community, the overall health of the community, right? But I'm also, I think personally, I agree also with G-Car, you know? I love Raid Shadow Legends, man. Otherwise, I wouldn't cover it on the YouTube channel, you know? Like, it's that simple, right? I have a full-time job. I have other things I could do with my time. But I don't love all the tactics they use, certainly. But at the end of the day, if I don't feel right about something, like, for example, this fusion, like I told you guys, you know, like, I want this champion really badly. I think he's a boss. But, like, I'm probably not going to get him because I'm too busy. I'm too busy. I have things going on, you know, and during the holiday season. And I'm really not going to stress it, even though I'm a content creator who, you know, I don't want to speak out of both sides of my mouth because I just told you guys that I feel compelled to do it, but I'm not going to feel that compelled to do it, you know? So I would just encourage you guys the same thing, right? I see a lot of you guys emotional a lot, and that's okay. You're passionate. Like I said in the beginning, you're passionate about the game. That's cool, man. That doesn't bother me at all. You can say whatever the hell you want about me, about the game, whatever. But to me, it's just like, just don't participate. Don't participate or don't play. If this game is bringing you nothing but anxiety, frustration, and anger, then don't play, man. Don't play. I'm still honored that, you know, flattered that you're watching my content, but maybe it's not the game for you, you know? That doesn't mean we should stop talking about these things and start, you know, stop giving our feedback to Plarium, which is why I still make videos like this. But, you know, I just wanted to kind of, sometimes I worry about people who are that upset, you know, like, dude, it just is a game at the end of the day, you know, like, just to be real, no offense to anybody, you know, you have a right to your opinions, but, you know, I guess it's the internet, right? Anyway, guys, so that's why people are upset. I want to hear from you guys. Do you agree? And let me get a negative comment. That was G-Car. Let's see. He says, Plarium is really planning these events around the thoughts that everyone has a deep wallet and urge to spend thousands of dollars to compete with back-to-back shard pull events and in the fusion all in the same week. You can really try and take advantage of the new fusion and have them way overvalued. Let's see. The writing is on the walls. It's time to quit. Increasing shard required for guaranteed events after 3 years. No increased way to get shards. No increase 10 times. No rate increase. So there you go. There's the polar opinion here. And again, much respect to this individual. I don't, you know, disagree with anybody wanting to play or quit a game. But to me, I guess I try to look at things a little bit more from the point of view of this dude. How about you guys? How do you feel? How do you feel about all this stuff? Let me know. So I just wanted to end, guys. I'm not going to make you watch the whole video, but I saw actually my man, OG Death Knight, right? He actually tweeted out, it's all time stamped. If you want to follow him, it's at OG Death Knight. Shout out Death Knight. How you doing, bro? Miss you, bro. He tweeted out a little bit of the, I'm not even going to say a speech that I gave, just a little presentation that I gave, because I was there presenting essentially on behalf of Plarium, right? And it was an honor to do so, right? The reason I mentioned that is, even though there I go walking on stage, I forgot my tie, man. I forgot my tie at home. Ah! What a bummer. What a bummer. Anyway, so I had to do this kind of weird thing where I'm just like maybe showing a little bit too much skin there. I don't know what I've got going on. But, and now my real name has been leaked. But seriously, guys, it was an honor. As you can see, it was sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. But I said, like right now, if you guys want to watch, you can watch. But I said, all jokes aside, the reason I am here and not somebody from Plarium is because they're in a war zone right now. And we're just so lucky to be here, right? And again, I like to really, really practice gratitude on everything in life, because as I was mentioning in the beginning of this video, because I mean, that's what leads to happiness, is appreciating what you have and not what you don't have, you know? So the reason that I was at this event, it wasn't this big paid campaign or anything. I was there anyway, and I just got them presented for Raid, you know? But the thing is, man, like, I felt so grateful to be able to be in an auditorium, a stadium, when there's people, again, not just in Ukraine, all over the world, but especially given its relevance to this event, right? The reason they can't be there, someone from the game team, is because they're fighting for their lives, you know? And I've heard so many just amazing, heartbreaking stories from individuals from Plarium. And listen, with all the all the complaints that we make, right, about this game and all the videos like this that I upload, at the end of the day, there's real people behind the scenes that are, literally, fighting for their lives while keeping the servers up and stuff like that, so we can enjoy and complain and be passionate about this game. And you can call me like a shill for Plarium, you can call me a suck up and whatever you want to, and it is what it is. But for me, I really try to look at the glass half full and just to have these amazing opportunities and to share these experiences with you guys, my amazing audience. It really does mean the world to me. So I wanted to thank again Plarium for that opportunity, and I wanted to thank you guys for being so passionate. I'm never going to stop making videos talking about issues in the game or anything like that, right? But at the same time, I'm just so grateful to be a part of this community and to have you guys just like a part of my life in a small or big way, just each and every one of you. Whenever I meet you guys on the street, everybody's so freaking amazing, and I just love you guys. Send us some love, some positive vibes your way. I just think we should stop rambling now. It's been about 20 minutes. Much love, guys. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care, guys.